after my cooking show, I'm not really sure if my wall is ever gonna be the same. Alright, it feels really weird to be recording a serious video after my last one. And by the way, I love when I'm literally playing a character and people are like, whoa, your channel is so real. Okay, you know that now that I moved out, it was just a matter of time before I do a weird life rant video where I'm overthinking and talking about depression and shit. Well, this is it. You know the deal, there's a painting time lapse in the back while I'm just sitting here talking shit, and somebody actually commented, your rant videos sound like a stream of pure consciousness. Well, I'm not really sure what that means, but I like the sound of it. And first of all, whoever said that living alone sucks can eat a bag of dicks. This is the best thing that's ever happened to me. Sure, it's a little bit hard, but if you can cook rice and oatmeal, you're gonna be good. And you know what I love the most? The fact that there's nobody to fuck with your energy. Like, I got this huge fucking ego, and I have these moments where I'm low-key feeling like a god, and I'll just hear my mom from the other room, Did you wash your underpants? Why you gotta ruin my vibe, mom? Like, I'm such a control freak that I'm in love with the idea that if I leave something somewhere, there's nobody to fucking touch it. Like, I have full control over everything. Like, the first couple of nights when I was alone, I'll wake up in the middle of the night and just come into the kitchen just to make sure nobody fucking touched anything. But even though I loved it, the first morning that I sat down on my desk to work, I felt this really bad anxiety. And I mean, my whole life is pretty much anxiety, but this was like out of the normal scale. And I really thought about it. Like, why would I feel all this pressure when I finally got what I wanted? And I realized it was because it felt like life has started. And I know that sounds weird, but when I was with my parents, I felt like I was in this pre-game of life. Like, nothing really counted. Like, everybody was out partying and I was just working on myself, getting prepared for this amazing life that one day is gonna start. And that filled me with like a lot of hope. But now that I'm here, it kind of feels like it's already started. Like, you're not working to get prepared, you're supposed to work. Like, this is it. And that really fucked me up because I was already fucking depressed. Like, that was the only thing that kind of kept me going. And I know what you're thinking, oh my god, Angel, you just need a girlfriend. Well, yeah. But it just kind of got me thinking, well, is this what life is? Like, it's not really glamorous. Like, I don't even have a fucking couch. And then I had a conversation with somebody on my mentorship that really helped me, and shout out to my patron Samantha. And she struggled to be consistent with drawing for the longest time ever. Like, we'd have these calls every month and talk about her schedule and goals, and she'd say she'll do it, but she wouldn't do it. And when I asked her why, she said that every time she sat down to draw, she'd feel this extreme pressure, and that made her not do it. And I asked her, well, where do you think that pressure is coming from? And then she said something that was very profound to me. She said that she envisioned herself as this artist, so every time she would draw something and it wouldn't work out, she'd feel like, well, this is not what artists are supposed to produce, and she would just quit. So she was just trapped into this image of an artist rather than just doing what an artist actually does. And then she continued and talked about her experience with boxing, because she'd been boxing for a couple of years, but she never missed a practice. And the thing that she said that really got to me was that she never envisioned herself as a boxer. Like, she just went to practices because she didn't want to miss any. But when it came to art, she'd have all these expectations of how that was supposed to be her career, and that would only bring her disappointment. And then she said that from now on, she wants to focus purely on developing a drawing habit and not thinking about herself as an artist. And then I started thinking about me, because of course I'm a narcissist and I had to bring it back to myself, but I realized that I had the same mindset in my 3-year challenge back in the day. Like, all I focused on was just posting one painting per day. Like, I didn't even think about myself as an artist. Like, for me, the worst image that you can have of yourself is a fucking artist. Like, what, you drink Starbucks while being in art block and eat yogurt in the morning? It's like a dick. So you might be like, well, okay, Angel, that sounds all good and weird, but what does that have to do with you moving out and being depressed? Well, hold on. You know, it takes me 10 fucking minutes to make my point, and it will probably still not make any sense. So what I realized was that what Samantha was doing with art and being an artist I was doing the same with life and living alone. Like, I had idolized living alone so much that it actually put a lot of unnecessary pressure on me. Like before, when I was with my parents, all I thought about was just getting the most out of every single day so that one day I can live this amazing life. But when the quote unquote amazing life came, I was trapped in the image of what that life was gonna be. I swear it sounds so deep in my head. So before, I was focused purely on the day-to-day basis, and I had a vision of my future, but I felt like I was getting prepared to be that person. So there was no pressure. That's like you just focusing on building a drawing habit. Like, you might think that one day you're gonna be an artist, but right now you're not. You're just training to be one. And that allows you to practice and make mistakes, because you're not constantly judging yourself and comparing yourself with this already built image of what you think an artist is supposed to be like. See? I told you it was not gonna make any sense. So my solution to all the pressure and anxiety that came from me moving out was just to put another challenge on myself, so that way I can postpone the feeling that life has started. Like, I want to live with this idea that one day it's gonna be amazing, but right now I'm in the fucking mud. And that sounds really fucking unhealthy, but to be honest, I don't think that day is even supposed to come. Because when it does, it just brings a lot of disappointment. Like, you just look around and you're like, is that it? So the way that I view life is purely as a test. I mean, not that anybody even asked me how I view life, but I see every day as a test. Like, are you gonna do what you're supposed to do and beat your fucking brain? Or are you gonna fail and let your brain beat you? And I feel like if I win today and I draw whatever the fuck I gotta draw, or I record this goofy video, tomorrow is only gonna be easier. But if I let the excuses win, tomorrow is only gonna be harder. So it's just this constant fucking battle where you either get better or you get worse. And I've kind of talked about before how I feel like life is boring and kind of overrated. And somebody on Discord asked me, well, if you feel like life is boring, what makes you not give up? And it's the fucking battle. Like, that's what's interesting. And if I'm already here, I might as well have everything that life has to offer. Like, I know what I'm about to say is gonna sound really arrogant, but I don't really see any point in living unless I'm gonna be rich and famous. Like, what? I'm gonna have a 9-to-5 job and a woman that barely loves me? Fuck that shit. I don't even want a fucking couch. What am I, Kardashian? You know how Alcoholic Anonymous say, one day at a time? That's how I feel about this life shit, man. Like, am I gonna cut off my ear and stab myself with my stylist tomorrow? I might. But today though, Jesus, do I even have one positive video? So all I want to focus on is the next thing to accomplish, so that can give me some purpose to keep going. And that 3-year challenge was fucking miserable, but you know what? Everything that I have in life right now was because of those 3 years. The followers, the Patreon, the moving out. And I think I made it sound a little bit too harsh, but you know what? Living alone is fucking dope. And if somebody told you can have everything in life, but you gotta go into a prison for 3 years and not lose your mind, would you do it? Hell yeah, I'd even suck some prison dick, fuck you mean, whatever it takes. And I hate people that use the word manifestation because it sounds hella gay, but that shit fucking works. Like, whatever I said, that shit happened, and I feel like that's the only thing that's actually funny in life. People who say, oh, you live only once, you gotta have fun. Yeah, because watching fucking movies and doing drugs is fun. Have you ever snorted cocaine out of a hooker's ass? Because I haven't, but it sounds like a lot of hassle. So 1 year from now, I'm gonna have a successful Kickstarter with my book Draw with Angel. I would have released my painting course, and I would be in my own studio where I'm not renting, and no, I'm not gonna have a fucking couch. And I don't know if this video made any fucking sense, probably not, but I think it's vital to focus on a better future without being trapped into this false image of yourself in order to be able to get through all of the pain of today and cheat yourself that one day you're gonna be able to enjoy it, but you really won't. And listen, I'm scared. I'm scared that I might take myself too seriously and not be funny anymore. I'm scared that I might be too funny and become a character of myself. I'm scared that I might be that funny YouTuber who just does the same tutorial over and over again. But you know what? I'm gonna think about that shit later. Anyway, hope any of this was by the end. And as always, thank you so much to my patrons for even allowing me to be here. It's all just a test, baby. Ha.